Oh man, have I found a new type of gasm for you guys. Sword Art Online story takes place in a VR MMORPG. On the day the game releases, the main character Kirito logs in ready to play the real game, not a beta. After a short time, he finds out that there is no way to log out. Suddenly, he is teleported to the beginning of the world along with every other player in the game. Everyone is given a mirror that changes his or her avatar to look like their real world image. So, of course, guys turn into guys, and most of the girls, well, they turn into guys too. Then all the players are told by the creator that they are not able to log out. The only way to log out is to first beat the game. Then he tells the players that if they die in game, their avatar will be lost forever, and they will die in the real world. The rest of the first half of the show deals with Kirito trying to win and get himself out of this game. If you throw in some romance, some weird slice of life, and if it had one more cheesy pun, it might have had 2 episodes of CSI SAO. Well, that pretty much makes up the first half of this show. The second half, well, what's the best way to describe the story? You know what? Let's let Helios do it.
Why the hell does everyone have long ears? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit!
The biggest downfall that the story has is, well, the pacing is shit. Plot points that should have multiple episodes are crammed into one episode, and the ones that, well, have more than one episode, in my opinion, should really only have, well, one episode. Some parts of the story are left out, in my opinion, that it should have been in it. So, really, for all these reasons, I have to give the story aspect of Sword Art Online a 7 out of 10. Now on to the characters. Even though Sword Art Online is an action-adventure, fantasy, game, and romance, nowhere in the title should it have harem, and it really wasn't. But Kirito does have the main character syndrome of a harem. How do you know if you suffer from main character syndrome of a harem? Does almost every woman you meet want a dangling on your wang, almost like 13-year-old girls do to Justin Bieber? Do they? They do? Oh my god. Oh. Does it seem like you have hordes of women coming after you? You do? Now, recently, have you become useless and all the women do everything? They do again. Oh my god. Well then you, my friend, you need some help. Please call us at 1-800-YOU-LUCKY-SHITPICKLE. Please call. One of our technicians will be with you shortly, and they will help you through every step of the way in healing this problem. Once again, that number is 1-800-YOU-LUCKY-SHITPICKLE. I repeat, 1-800-YOU-LUCKY-SHITPICKLE. Now I know what you're thinking. Desert Punk here, straight out of Japan. He doesn't like Kirito, but you know, you could be more from the truth. I think Kirito is a strong main character. Yeah, he's got his flaws at times, and yeah, his character development isn't as great because the pacing, yet again, of the story. But he is that badass main character that I like to see in a lot of action animes. Asuna is the strong female character most animes lack, but she is also that tsundere that fanboys love. The only bad thing about her is she loses the hard outer shell and becomes only the soft, creamy center when around Kirito later on in the show. A big drawback I have for the characters of Sword Art Online is that if you're not Kirito or Asuna, and you're mainly, I guess, what you would consider a side character, you pretty much get shit on. There's, in terms of development, none. The only time you see a lot of the side characters is if they're really a girl, because they somehow get an episode or two. Because of that, and, well, for some odd reason, Kirito having the main character syndrome of a harem, I have to give the characters of Sword Art Online a 7 out of 10. Now on to the art and animation of Sword Art Online. All I can really say about the art is Sugoi! SAO has some of the best art and animation that I've seen in a while in an anime. The only drawback is that over time, and it might have been me just marathoning it, that I felt that the art, for being so good, kind of like overplayed itself in the way that I got turned off at times by the art. Like, I actually had to take breaks because I thought the art was, well, too good. So, really, for all those reasons, and I know this is going to sound weird, oh, the art was so good, he had to dock points. Well, yeah, because you can have too much of a good thing. Well, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. Now, on to the music. There are so many different types of music in the world, but mainly I break it down to, is the music good or is the music bad? Now, for good music you have people like The Pillows, AC/DC, or the Rolling Stones, but sometimes you get shit like this. Or, well, even shit like this. Thank whatever god you want, because Sword Art Online has great music. The battle theme, though, in my opinion, is probably one of the best songs in the whole series. And don't get me wrong, I think the openings are good, especially the second one for some odd reason, it's just so catchy. And the endings, in my opinion, also I could jam out to on a daily basis. The thing with the battle theme is, I think it could make any anime that I don't like, or just the community is just like, oh, that's shit. I think if you played that behind it, just took out the audio, just played the battle theme, and put it. Whoa, wait 1 second. Could this work, really, on any other anime to make it better? Let's find out! That made all those so much better. So with all this great music, and I don't usually hear OSTs that make me just want to listen to them 24/7. I'm giving the music a bonus point here. So the music for Sword Art Online, I give it an 11 out of 10. Entertainment. I love to be entertained, and that was obvious in our first review, if you've seen it, Sword no Toshimono. I think entertainment for an anime is everything. If you're not entertained, you're not going to want to watch the anime, and I've actually had that happen before. SEO's first half, the next level of amazing. It's so good, I can't think of a word for it. The only shortcoming SAO has, the one thing I mentioned earlier, is the pacing. I think the pacing could have been done a lot better. And no offense, 25 episodes, that's for animes coming out, that's a pretty good number. But 25 episodes, in my opinion, could have just been the first half of the series. For entertainment, though, for the first half, and I guess you would say in the second half for when there was a fight, anytime there was fighting, especially in the first half, the boss battles, they left me sitting there with chills and goosebumps, and it was almost like I was in an RPG myself playing. It brought me back to the days when I played the Dot Hack games. Hell, it even reminds me of playing like the original Legend of Zelda game on the NES. It gives me chills. Like I said in a few statements earlier, SAO was probably one of the first animes in, I don't know how long, that I've marathoned in at least under 32 hours. And that gives the entertainment in my eyes of Sword Art Online a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. Now for my final thoughts about Sword Art Online. There were some ups and downs. Not many downs, a lot of ups. Even though the entertainment the music and the art, in my opinion, were amazing. Like I said, Sword Art Online was the first anime in a long time that I've marathoned within a day, a little bit over a day. But there were some downers. The story's pacing, and that, in my eyes, was mainly the biggest downer. The other thing would be the characters. Like, if you weren't a main character, which was pretty much Kirito and Asuna, then kind of got shit on, like I said earlier. So, would I love to give Sword Art Online the Stray Odd Japan's first A? I would. And if I were to have done this review like the day after I completed the whole series, I probably would have. But the only reason it's coming out now so late is I sat and I thought, and I revised what I was going to say, and I rethought about characters, and I rethought about the story. And because of those, it loses some points in my eyes and the rest of the group's eyes. So, yes, Sword Art Online would have gotten our first A, but because of my careful deliberation, it drops some points. You're probably wondering, well, what the hell are you going to give it? A 44 out of 50, which is a B+ on our rating scale. And if you haven't noticed the music playing in the background, that is going to be our next review. And if you sit through like the few minutes of credits explaining stuff I did and the songs used just to give credit to who credit is due, you'll hear it better. See you guys in a few weeks.